So I'm working with Sarah. We've already had a bit of a chat. We're working the issue of procrastination, possibly driven by perfectionism. And has a memory. She's worked with EFT already, but Sarah, why don't you take it away?
Okay. I'm going to keep tapping while I tell it. So I was telling Rob, I think my kindergarten teacher was basically mentally ill because she, I actually got spanked a couple times in kindergarten, but this memory is a little different. It was Halloween time, so it was early in the year. I was just turned 5 in September, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we were given some construction paper and scissors, and we were supposed to cut out some figures and glue them in some kind of little craft project. And for some reason, my scissors weren't cutting. I don't know if it was me or it was the scissors, but the paper kept bending and it wasn't working. And the teacher was kind of yelling at me and really kind of shaming me in front of the class and telling me that, why couldn't I get it right when everybody else could and everybody was getting it right. And I was really upset. And then it was recess time. And all the kids got to go to recess, but I had to stay inside and keep trying to cut the paper to make it work, which it never did. That's pretty much the memory. I don't really remember. I think I remember it never working, but.
Let me ask you just right now, recounting it, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much intensity would you say you have right now?
I just have some intensity about it still, so maybe up there around a 6 or a 7.
Okay, let's just do a very quick round of tapping on this before we have you jump in there, okay? So even though I'm having a lot of feelings come up.
Even though I'm having a lot of feelings come up.
These are really her feelings.
These are really her feelings.
My younger self.
My younger self.
It was horrible for her.
It was horrible for her.
But I want to get to a calm and peaceful place.
But I want to get to a calm and peaceful place.
Where I can really help her.
Where I can really help her.
And tapping on the points. All this shame.
All this shame.
This feeling exposed.
This feeling exposed.
Publicly humiliated.
Publicly humiliated.
Singled out.
Singled out.
I'm still feeling echoes of this intensity.
I'm still feeling echoes of this intensity.
My younger self is holding a lot of feeling for me.
My younger self is holding a lot of feeling for me.
For me, it's a memory.
For me, it's a memory.
For her, it's just never stopped happening.
For her, it's just never stopped happening.
It's so unfair.
So unfair.
She's a great kid.
She's a great kid.
And I want to help her.
I didn't do anything wrong. I want to help her.
Yeah, but I can't really help her if I am her.
I can't really help her if I am her.
Yeah, I choose to keep my distance emotionally.
I choose to keep my distance emotionally.
I have every right to all of these feelings.
I have every right to all these feelings.
But I have every right to let them go for the moment.
But I have every right to let them go for the moment.
Ultimately, I want her to stop feeling so bad.
Ultimately, I want her to stop feeling so bad.
I want to be able to help her.
I want to be able to help her.
And I love myself for that.
And I love myself for that.
Okay. Does that help a bit?
Yeah. Yeah. Getting back into my wiser self.
Yeah.
I can help her.
Great. So of course we're just going to freeze the teacher, all the other kids. Just put them on pause, and let me ask you to step into that classroom as you are right now. Just go to your younger self, take her hand, and introduce yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's
Mm-hmm.
a little upset.
Yeah, can you ask her, what are you feeling?
I'm stupid and dumb and I can't do it. I should be able to do it.
Okay. So the belief there is I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I can't do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the belief, I guess. And she's very upset. She's kind of almost crying. She's trying to be not crying because.
Yeah. Well, let me get you to go ahead and just start tapping with her. Yeah.
Yeah, you're feeling really sad right now. I got myself too, right? And it's so sad. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're such a good girl. Scissors are probably bad. Not you. She's not being nice to you. She could give you another pair of scissors. Okay. You are sad. It's helping you feel better. I'm here to help.
Can you let her know that teacher is really mean?
The teacher is really mean.
And that's not her fault.
And that's not your fault. You probably shouldn't be teaching kids like you at all. Not your fault. You're doing your best. You're trying. It's okay. This is not because you're not good enough. This is really about the scissors and not you. You're okay. You're actually really smart. I see that.
So how's our little girl doing? Can you ask her what she's feeling now?
She feels calmer. Just like, why does everybody pick on me?
Can you ask her who picks on her? Who else picks on her?
Well, if the teacher's picking on her, sometimes
Sure.
she pick on her. Forget the teacher's name. I'm not getting it from her. So, yeah, the teacher's picking on her. She doesn't know who else does, but.
Can you ask her, does she know the younger self who decided that she was stupid and dumb and couldn't do anything right? Ask her to show you a picture of that younger self.
Yeah, it's taking me like to when she's about 3 and there's a babysitter.
I'm sorry, 3 years old and what?
Got a babysitter.
Oh, babysitter.
Yeah, and it's just a picture of her getting yelled at. Yelled at by this babysitter. And I'm not hearing the word, but it's just, very berating and.
Yeah. Let's go visit this little 3-year-old. You could tell the kindergartner or the 5-year-old she can come with us, come with you if she likes, or she can just watch from where she is.
She doesn't want to stay there in the classroom. So.
Yeah, she can just come along with you, and yeah. Of course, we'll freeze the babysitter, anybody else who's around. Just go take that little 3-year-old's hand, and you know what to do.
Yeah, she's kind of like frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of cowering.
Do you want to just go ahead and start tapping with her? She's safe. She didn't do anything wrong.
You're safe. You didn't do anything wrong. You're safe. I'm here to help.
Brilliant.
where's mommy? I want my mommy.
Can you ask her, what did you decide about yourself?
Bad girl. I've got to be careful. They kind of try to hide.
Does she know what makes her bad? Or what she does that's so bad?
Sort of like just she can't not be bad because it's like now it's not be bad. She doesn't really know because it's just kind of so many things seem to be bad.
Okay.
Like she has to sort of try to not. Definitely crying is bad.
And are you still tapping on her?
Yeah.
Do you think you could maybe help explain that maybe this person's yelling at her because, is it a boy or a girl babysitter?
Actually, a woman. Yeah.
Older woman.
Yeah.
Maybe introduce the idea, maybe something's wrong with this woman.
Maybe it's not you. No. Maybe she's got some problems and doesn't take care of kids very well.
Maybe you're not the first kid she's yelled at.
The first kid she's yelled at. There's other people who have yelled at her too, though. So she's a little bit like, yeah, she's pretty mean, but what about all the other times? All the other times. Yeah. But yeah, she's liking that. I'm telling her she's a good girl. I want to tell her that it's not a bad thing to have feelings.
Yeah.
And sometimes she has to cry. And it's the adults that are having it. Those grown-ups are having some problems. Maybe tell her not to. But it's normal. All kids and all people have to cry. Sometimes want to scream, and that's really okay. It doesn't mean you're bad. You're a regular kid. You're a good kid.
Do you think she might like the idea that how much she cares about people yelling at her is adjustable? Like she could literally stop caring so much.
Yeah, I think is that possible? I mean, in whatever way she can say that, she's like, kind of like, huh? But getting from her, she's like, nice, but
It seems like she's trying to manage all this getting yelled at by taking it very personally. Trying to find what's wrong with her and change it, but maybe there's a different way to manage it.
yeah, like maybe you don't have to change to stop getting yelled at. Maybe you don't have to stop getting yelled at.
Maybe even if
maybe we can do a special costume that makes it so that being yelled at makes it just like not even feel bad.
Huh. What's up your butt?
I'm just kind of coming up with something that seems like she would like. I don't know. But, yeah, she's kind of liking that idea. So how can I, and the costume, so the costume can just pop up somebody starts to yell at you, it's kind of invisible to them, like a special invisible fairy costume. The yelling just kind of hits the costume, doesn't get inside of you.
Does she like that?
Yeah, she says that sounds fun.
Can you see it on her?
Yeah, it's kind of sparkly. So when we're making it here, it's kind of sparkly. Yeah, she started twirling around in it and telling her that this one babysitter's name is Mrs. Walden. You can't see it. Nobody can see it except you. Whenever you want it, it just comes and it's on you, and it's all those yelling things that are from the yelling, they don't go into your body, they bounce off the costume.
And would she like to try it out? We could unfreeze Mrs. Walden. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Walden. Yeah. We probably froze her mid yelling, so we just unfreeze her and she could try out her fairy costume.
Okay, sure this is going to work.
So we can always refreeze Mrs. Walden.
Okay, so she says, all right, we'll try it out. Okay, so there's Mrs. Walden starting to, yeah, she's kind of smiling and laughing, and there's sort of, you can see these sort of rays from the yelling that are coming out of Mrs. Walden's mouth, sort of bouncing off the But she's a little bit afraid that she better pretend to be upset. So she'll have to freeze her again.
Maybe the costume could have a mask. Okay. The grown-up could see whatever they want to see.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the grown-up, the costume has like a mask, so even if she's laughing inside, the grown-up can sees her looking upset and suitably ashamed.
Yeah, right. Afraid, ashamed, apologetic, terrified.
Right.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a win-win then.
Yeah. No, she thinks that's like a pretty fun trick to play on them.
So just witnessing that, on our 0 to 10 scale, where 10 is the best feeling, how good is our little 3-year-old doing there?
Well, she says, this is great, and she likes her costume. It'd be better if Mommy was here and, sent Mrs. Walden home and they could.
Yeah, but maybe let her know she doesn't need Mommy to be safe in the world. It's great. Yeah, it'd be great to have Mommy here, but even if Mommy's gone, because Mommy won't always be around.
Yeah, she says, well, I mean, the costume's good, and she's not like totally done with that, but she's like accepting.
Well, it'd be nice if she didn't need the costume. If she wasn't accosted by angry, yelling people.
Yeah, that would be ideal. But there are some angry, yelling people in her world at this point.
Is Mom one of them?
Mom isn't too bad sometimes, but Mom is actually is the nice one.
Nice one.
The more the yelling one. But, yeah.
Well, what would the little girl like? Would she like Mom to come home and fire Mrs. Walton's ass because she's yelling at her little girl?
Yeah, she wants Mom. See, Mom is, I think what's going on here is it's when my youngest sister was born and my mom had sort of a rough time. And so she might have even been home upstairs. Out of it. So, so little Sally, that was my name then, isn't quite, she's just sort of like, there is no Mommy here now. So I don't like it. So yeah, I mean, she would like mommy to be in the room, to be able to be. My mommy had a much more gentle energy, or mommy be strong.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's very relaxing for a woman to hear some other woman yelling and screaming at her kid. And especially if you're paying the woman to do that, seems like.
Yeah, who knows what was going on? Maybe she was knocked out on sleeping pills or something. I don't know.
Oh, right. Who knows? Yeah. Well, can we give the little girl what she wants?
Yeah, well, we can. I mean, I think I'd like to give her. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what we're allowed to do here, but you know, if we can't bring mommy back in, or maybe it can just like let her know that mommy's going to wake up soon and we're all going to have a nice time together or something like that. And, you know, Mrs. Walden's going to go home.
Seems like the belief here is I'm bad and that's not okay.
Yeah.
I'm bad and I'm gonna pay a heavy price for that.
Right. Well, yeah.
And so the fairy costume takes away the heavy price.
But maybe not
the. Can you ask her? Does she still feel like she's a bad kid?
Yeah, I mean, she kind of gets it that she might not be really like that. It's just that a lot of people think she's bad or see that, you know. So she has to be really careful. You know, she can't really do what she sort of, you know, if she wants to scream or yell or get really crazy, she can't do that because she's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
But she's not, I mean, totally convinced she's bad, I think, but she knows that people think it's bad. If that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad, and they don't, yeah.
So the not safe part of it, how are we doing on that? Being who I am isn't safe.
Well, I mean, she feels like if she has like the sort of the special way to sort of put a barrier about that, because it isn't safe to have, you know, the people yelling at her, telling her she's bad and stuff like that. Like that is, she doesn't know, she doesn't feel like she likes the costume, because if they do that, that feels really, really, really unsafe and scary and bad. If they're, you know, if she's getting yelled at or she's.
Even with the costume?
No, with the costume is good, but without.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If she was like, you know, she wants the costume, in other words. She wants the barrier. So that's where she's at right now. She's like, you know, I'm if I can just, you know, it doesn't mean, I mean, she just wants to have fun and play and not have to worry about it.
This might be a stretch, but do you think it might be helpful for you to just, as your adult self, just to tap with her, acknowledging her feelings about mom missing in action? I mean, under any circumstances, having a new baby brother or sister is, you know, you're dethroned, you're invisible, it's terrible. But if mom's also ill somehow, that could make it even worse. So would it help to just do some tapping with her and acknowledge that?
Yeah, sure.
Mom still loves her. She's just, it's temporary.
Yeah, so mommy is coming back and she totally loves you. This is temporary. And yeah, her baby Betsy's very cute and she likes the baby. There's a second, she's just a second younger sister.
Oh.
Very short time, 3.5 years. Mommy's going to be okay. It's hard, I know. It's hard to miss mommy. But everything gets changed around again because now there's another baby. But Mrs. Walden is not going to be sticking around for much longer. And we're gonna have mommy here, and it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be 3 girls. And we're gonna have fun together. We get to help take care of the baby. She likes that we might help take care of the baby. She says, "Can I change the baby's diaper?" You get to do that at some point, or you can help mommy with that.
It's like having a doll.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like another fun. Lisa's now, you're having fun getting to play with Lisa now because she's getting bigger, and then this baby's going to get bigger too, and you're all going to have fun together. Yeah, she's kind of feeling better about that. She's happy. And he's going to be feeling better very soon. It's going to be back to normal.
I wonder if maybe that took care of some of the things she was yelling and crying and screaming about.
Maybe. Yeah. I think, she's 3 and just, sometimes gets upset.
Like all 3-year-olds?
Yeah, like about minor things, most likely, doesn't like something she's being given to eat or something, and, so.
Okay.
But she's happy to know that this is also a temporary thing. Like, I think she was kind of afraid that everything should know,
Yeah, it's gonna be like this forever.
Right, yeah. So that mommy's gonna be fine, and she's coming back to, she's gonna be like walking around and taking care of her again. Yeah.
So on our 0 to 10 echo scale, 10 being the best, how good are we doing at this point? How happy is our little girl? Or
I think she's kind of playing around, and she's sort of like, yeah, it's interesting because, she's so young. She's sort of like lost interest in the whole thing, and she's just kind of playing around. So I guess I would have to say an 8 or a 9. She's like, Mrs. Walton's kind of gone off to, do whatever in the kitchen, and she's just sort of doing little 3-year-old toddler stuff, playing with toys or jumping around, and yeah, she sort of forgot that there was ever a problem.
oh, you know what? Let's reimprint this picture. Instead of pushing for 10, because I want to make sure we get back to the 5-year-old and
okay,
kindergarten. So, but let me ask you, if there's a color around this whole scene, what would that color be?
Just like a sort of a nice golden yellow color, sunny yellow.
And if our little girl, if there's a new positive feeling, what is that good feeling?
That I want her to have, or that she actually has?
That she's feeling in this new picture.
Okay. She's feeling like, I don't know if she would express it this way, but kind of a relief, like okay, this is all good, everything's going to be okay. And she's feeling kind of joyful. Really kind of jumping around and playing, like having fun.
Unself-conscious.
Yeah, maybe unself-conscious.
You're spontaneous, lost in the moment. Okay, well, let me ask you then, if there's a new positive belief.
That she might have?
Yeah.
Well, like it would be like, I don't know. She would express it like this, but it's okay to be me. Like, I'm okay to be me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So let me ask you just to take in all the sensory information, the light that's in the room, the smells, the feel of the carpet and furniture and toys, her motion, her breathing, her wonderful feelings of joy and relief, this golden yellow color. just imagine bringing this whole picture down through the top of your head. Let it slowly melt into your brain. Just lighting up those neural connections. Let that new belief, it's really is okay to be me. Just fire all those neurons, reconnecting everything. And even while that's lighting up your brain, let that same beautiful picture begin flowing down into your physical body. The golden yellow color, the feeling of relief and the joyfulness, sense of rightness with yourself. Let that flow into every place in your body that held tension and fear from being yelled at, shamed, and scolded. Just let your body know this is the new picture. And even while that new picture is melting into every cell in your body, let me ask you to go ahead and bring that deep into your heart. Just pull that picture deep into your heart and let it get bigger and stronger, the golden yellow color, brighter, feelings of relief and joy, stronger, stronger, sense of safety being yourself. Just breathe that whole picture deep into your heart. And on the exhale, use your heart to stream that picture back out in all directions at once, radiating out from your heart. Just allowing it to flow up and down the timeline. And even while you're still just basking in this beautiful, wonderful feeling, go ahead and find that little 5-year-old, take her hand, and let's just travel up the timeline back to kindergarten. The crappy scissors, the frustrating construction paper. Just arrive back there with her.
Just a little, I'd forgotten she was there, but then when it's time to go, she was like, no, I don't want to go back there.
Well, let her know she can keep that fairy costume.
Yeah, she's got the fairy costume.
Yeah, we just resize it for her.
Yeah, well, it's going to keep growing for you the whole time. So. Like that. Yeah.
So now when Mrs. Psycho yells at her.
Yeah, it won't matter. It'll just bounce off.
And let's
the paper to cut. She just wants to get it like done, and everybody else had it, so that she can just forget this whole thing.
Right. Does she understand? Can you ask her? Does she understand it wasn't her at all? It was A, the scissors were defective, and B, her teacher's a psycho bitch from hell. However you put that for a 5-year-old.
Yeah. She's not totally convinced that it's not her. She's like, I'm just, she already thinks that, that she's got this thing wrong with her. But she gets it that maybe it's not. I kind of want to just give her a different pair of scissors so she can.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to say, let's just, they're all out there at recess and they're frozen. We're going to take this other pair. Why don't you try now? And it's a little tricky because the paper got so bent, but yeah, so now.
Give her some new paper.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, okay. Another piece of paper. And she's like, oh, she's very happy with that. Finally, it's cutting. So, yeah, that was, so she's like, it's not me, it's true. So, that's good. doing whatever they were doing with it. Obviously a simple project for kindergartners, but
yeah. Well,
that's better. It's just like,
would you like us to just sort of rewind time a little bit and swap out our scissors from the get-go?
yeah, that would be a good one, I think. Yeah, she wants that because that was. She didn't like feeling frustrated like that. So yeah, so now we can rewind time. She's got her paper, and now she just goes to cut it, and it cuts. I think with the rest of the classroom, and it's actually fun because it's a fun little project.
Of course, in my evil little mind, the really fun thing would be have the teacher demonstrating the project, but with the faulty scissors. So she's up there looking like a fool. That's just me. I'm kind of like hell bent on revenge, but just, yeah, it's probably not what your younger self wants. So in this picture,
wants to be like, I mean, honestly, she just wants to be having fun doing it and not have anybody laughing at her.
and does she understand there's nothing wrong with her in this picture?
Yeah, no, now that she got those other scissors and she sees that she can cut it, she realizes it wasn't really her. And she kind of wasn't sure anyway, but she felt like it must be her because, you know, everybody was.
So on our 0 to 10 scale, the fun project, it went well. She's totally going to get to go out to recess with everyone.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
About that. It's like, yeah, she says, maybe we can get a different teacher now. Maybe one of those other things did happen before this. I don't know, but
just thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, she says right now. I mean, she feels in this moment again. She's kind of 5 and she's like rolling with what's going on and she's happy. So she's probably like definitely like up there, like around a 7. She's still a little bit afraid of the teacher. So yeah. So.
Can we make the fairy costume spanking proof?
Yeah. But it's not even, and I mean, that whole thing was the humiliation almost as bad as the actual pain of the spanking. So that might be for another time for people into some of those.
Yeah.
So we'd like to just have the different teacher. Get transferred to another kindergarten class.
Well, the key for me is always, does this change reverse a negative belief?
Well, I think this is, yes, and in this case, for this day, it's reversing the belief that I can't do it right.
I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I can't cut it.
Yeah, exactly. So now she's like, I'm confident. I can do things like everybody else.
But there's still this element of fear.
A little bit of just a little bit. Mostly she's just kind of not really paying attention to that. But there's it's a little, there's a tiny bit of this foreboding or something.
Would you want to do any tapping with her on that?
We can tap on her a little bit and see how I'm tapping on her. It's a little scary. The teacher doesn't seem like she likes kids that much. That's you. But it's not you, it's her. You're a good kid. You're a smart kid. She's a bit of a weirdo. She has problems. She's not really a nice grown-up. I'm really sorry about that. Do you have your costume now? Do you have friends in the class? It's fun. Yeah, she's feeling better from the tapping. Yeah, she says she can just forget about it.
My sense of this is there are other echoes in this particular school year.
Yeah.
Because this isn't even being spanked in front of the class, which you mentioned happened 3 times, and one of those times you don't even remember, which either means, oh, it was pretty inconsequential, or so traumatic, you're really protected. So.
Yeah, so those guys are, you know, probably, yeah, they're kind of maybe over there sort of warning her, like, don't get too happy, you know, but she's liking the tapping, and she sort of just wants to enjoy her day, you know, like have this be working well, because it's all sort of got magically fixed. She's digging that.
Yeah, well, we could just reimprint it as it is, or we could, sometimes I've noticed the principal busts in on the teacher yelling at kids. This teacher could be yelling at some other kid. I'm sure she didn't just yell at your younger self.
Right, totally, yeah.
Calls the teacher out in the corridor, loud words are exchanged. Principal comes back in saying, I'll be teaching your class for us today, and from now on you'll have a new teacher.
Yeah, that would be super awesome, I think. That would set her mind at rest.
It might get it up to a 10.
That would be a 10 for sure. Because
was this Catholic school?
This was not a Catholic school.
Okay.
It was before Catholic school, believe it or not. So who knows?
It's interesting how many times the new teacher is Julie Andrews in Catholic school, yeah.
Julie Andrews, that would be great, yeah.
Or I should say Maria.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to run this little add-on and in
Yeah.
your mind's eye and see how that goes?
I'm gonna run that by her. She's smiling. She likes it that the teacher's getting yelled at by the principal, and then she says, "Yeah," and then the principal says, "There's going to be a new teacher tomorrow," and she's very optimistic about that. Yeah, she just thinks that sounds great.
Great.
She expects that to be a really nice teacher.
I guarantee. Yeah, and you could probably imagine some nice teacher you had, if you ever had one.
Remember Catholic school?
Usually somebody's had at least one, but
I'd like a movie, one that was in a movie or something. Yeah.
If not, here comes Julie Andrews.
Right, yeah, Julie Andrews is a Mary Poppins kind of gal, right?
Yeah. Well, on our 0 to 10 scale, how are we doing now?
We're doing good. Yeah, she's kind of super thrilled, and she says, "You just kind of hang around and fix things all the time."
Okay.
I usually tell her I can come back whenever she needs me.
There you go.
Okay, but that's what I do.
Yeah. So, if there's a new positive feeling in this picture,
I could be good at things.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, about the scissors thing, I can be good at things. And it's kind of like there's like, I'm just as good as everybody else thing.
yeah. And what's the feeling that goes with that?
So that's a happy feeling. That's like a very kind of a solid, like all is well, you know, I'm just right in there with everybody else, and it's really good.
And if there's the color around this whole scene,
I'm gonna make it a light pink.
Okay, beautiful. So let's reimprint this one also. So taking that color, the smell of the classroom, the construction paper, it's got to be some glue somewhere. The wonderful feeling of being part of the class, not standing out. Just the solid feeling that all is well. She really can do it.
Yeah.
Just
She has
look.
friends, and her friends are, you know, they laughing with her, and she's in the circle.
Brilliant. Just allow this whole picture to come into your mind and slowly flow through all the neural connections in your brain, lighting them up, rewiring everything. And let all that good feeling, that new belief, I can be good at things, I'm part of it all, just let that flow down into your physical body. And let your body know the trauma of the scissors and staying in for recess is over. This is the new picture. And let that beautiful pink color just suffuse your entire body with all those good feelings. And when you're ready, bring that into your heart. Let it get stronger and brighter, almost incandescent in your heart. And taking a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, use your heart to stream that picture back out, radiating it out in all directions at once. Just beaming it out from your heart.
That's good. Yeah, so kind of knocking down all the things in the future where she felt like that's like where she felt the other feeling. So she has this like I belong and I fit in and I'm as good as everybody else and take forward.
Yeah. So let me ask you just to look around, ground yourself back in the room. Okay, now let me ask you to look back at both of those scenes and just notice what you see.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the kindergarten scene and this is feeling really great about creating this thing, and there's a lot of laughing and giggling, and that's all fine-tuned, and we're friends and they're laughing and giggling and having fun. So that's looking pretty good. Teacher's nowhere in sight. And then the 3-year-old one, yeah, I mean, she's playing with a ball, I think. So it's sort of like, yeah, okay, no, we got the costume on, just in case. And she's also sort of, yeah, just feeling kind of joyful. Yeah. Yeah. And that one has the golden color.
Cool.
Most of the colors.
Okay. Well, there you go. Now you can finish your book and
write my course.
write your course, do your website.
Yeah. Just trusting in what has, what has been carried forward now. So yeah.
So it seems like the seed that was landed in these pictures is I have to do it perfect or else.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm never going to be good enough or something kind of thing. So yeah,
Say that last part again.
what the old belief was around I'm never going to be good enough anyway.
And if I'm not, someone's going to yell at me.
Right.
Or spank me.
Yeah, there's consequences to not being good enough. Which is
well,
writing that, I think, is brilliant. So would you think that if I'm sitting down to do something and I start feeling a little bit of that resistance, that it would be good to go revisit the new picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since you're a writer, I would suggest once we're done with the call, writing a few paragraphs about both new pictures.
Okay, that's good.
And of course, the homework is to keep going back and enjoying those new pictures multiple times a day for 21 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me know how it goes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Rob.
Or you might be too busy writing your book and everything else.
I might not have a chance. Well, I might have to put it in the book. Who knows?
Thanks so much for working with me.
Yeah. Thank you.